Crafting is coming to Star Citizen. CIG announced that Star Citizen will be testing the first implementation of crafting on the tech preview build by the end of the year. This initial release will focus on FPS gear, weapons, and armor. There are hints that it might expand out to ship components, or at least ship weapons as well. You'll be able to craft weapons and armor with an item fabricator using a blueprint with materials you've collected. These craftables will typically be better than stuff you can buy in the shops. A relatively small scale test is what is planned here. CIG want to get a lot of the feedback on crafting and the new material quality system and UIs and stuff like that, and then work on that, improve that, bring it back for testing, and eventually that would go live, but there may be a few rounds of testing over several months potentially. With this crafting test, there will also be major updates and changes to the inventory system as well. I believe this is the visuals that we've previously seen them working on, allowing you to compare stats and items very easily, allowing you to loot and manage nearby containers, also allowing you to manage your resources at a glance more easily, so you can plan what resources you have for crafting, much better filtering system and searching system, stuff like that. Having a better inventory in general is just going to make the game a lot more easy to play and a lot less fiddly. As part of the release as well, there's going to be item fabricators. You'll be able to buy these at various stores in game at most landing zones. You'll be able to place these in your cargo bay or your hangar. You can move them around with a tractor beam. They look to be around 16 SU in size, at least the ones we're getting with this initial release. This will fit in quite a lot of medium plus sized multi-crew ships in my opinion. We know there's going to be a variety of fabricators in the future, ranging from FPS items to allowing you to build all the way up to ships and vehicles. But with this release, you can potentially have a carrack that respawns people in its medbay and medbeds, and then they can run out and they can go and fabricate gear before getting back into the fight. You could even have several in the cargo bay. Now, they didn't mention whether we'd be able to fabricate ammo and consumables in this release, or test, I should say, but I would expect you to be able to. I also expect that raw materials that you'll be using will be taken from nearby or connected cargo grids, potentially similar to what we have with the carrier gameplay that CIG have been working on, where they said that you'd be able to rearm, repair, and refuel a ship that's docked with a mothership using its resources. Talking of materials for crafting, you'll need some. We know that CIG have made updates to structural salvage to start preparing it for the crafting system, and we know that you'll need a specific amount and quality of materials to build whatever you want to build. The quality of a material and quality materials that you add to the crafting pool when you're creating something will improve the stats and influence the stats of the item that you are crafting based on the materials you are using. So potentially using a high quality version of iron ore in a weapon might improve its raw damage, for example, but it might improve its side-to-side aim or something like that. Finding higher quality materials will be somewhat random. It isn't just for mining either. It's going to be salvage, harvesting, looting. Crafting will support all of that, and I believe there's going to be a level of quality materials for all of those things as well. You'll need blueprints for the item that you want to craft. All players will start with some, but you'll be able to get more in-game, primarily at first through missions, but we also know they want to do them through shops, loot, reputation, potentially even events and wickelos, things like that. CIG sees crafting as one of its primary, if not primary, progression mechanic. There aren't levels and experience in Star Citizen, it's ships, items, wealth, blueprints, reputation, personal skill and goals, where you are, all that sort of stuff that drive progression. But also in the future, that's going to be bases, research, upgrading too. You'll be able to take a fabricator, choose the blueprint you want to use, assign your resources and any quality materials that you're putting in, preview the stats, and then craft the item. It will take a little bit of time and then it will print it out. CIG showed ship weapons as well as FPS weapons, at least in the little CitizenCon trailer they made for it. But we've only had FPS weapons and armor confirmed in the initial test. CIG did reiterate as well that these things that you'll be crafting will be better than stuff that you can buy from the shops, and you'll be able to focus on what stats you want in the item and what's relevant to your gameplay, from faster fire rate to better armor resistance. Now, CIG did say that they will be using the current refining systems for this test. There's obviously something else in the works they've got for that they are working on at the moment. The current systems will be able to refine and give quality materials and support all that, but it sounds like this is effectively a temporary solution. I'd expect this to go back for testing a few times on the tech preview before it gets phased into live, in my opinion. It will release to live when it is ready, CIG have said. Now, there is some stuff that is coming later that CIG outlined. A better UI for everything, more blueprints, almost everything will be craftable in the future is basically what CIG have said a few times. There's going to be different types of fabricator from a huge range of sizes, right? You're going to be able to build space stations, also Bengal carriers, vehicles, lots and lots of different stuff, ship components. There is going to be an economy that supports all this, but also refining and salvaging. Ships will eventually salvage down into their crafted parts. So if something's made of aluminium and titanium, that's what it will salvage down into, and that's what you'll be using to craft stuff, not RMC and construction materials, although maybe there will be a level of that. CIG have not confirmed whether we're going to be able to build consumables and ammo and stuff like that. That is my assumption that we will be able to, but at the very least later we're going to be able to. Upgrading and researching, they're big parts of the whole crafting and progression system. They are not coming in this release. Eventually you'll be able to research a ship that you've got its hull or whatever and go, I want to add these particular stats to it, and then you'll be able to upgrade like a ship up to 5 times, and that will change the stats of it quite significantly, but you'll be able to do that with weapons and gear and loads of stuff. There will be base building, there will be station building in the future. Some other bits that we don't really know about yet and questions that I want answered. Will we be able to change the colours and have cosmetics as part of the crafting process, and will that be part of the initial release? Yeah, I'd expect sort of cosmetics to be part of the crafting eventually, but maybe not for the initial release, but we'll have to wait and see. We should see an economy and resource update. Cloud Imperium has actually been used to work out some of the crafting recipe type stuff to some degree. Resource gathering will be incredibly important, and what we need is a player-to-player trading system to allow you to sell items that you've made and some of these crafting materials that you may have gathered. Not sure if we'll see that in the release, but I know CIG are working on it. Refining looks like it's going to be supporting the higher quality materials, but they're going to be like a unique resource. From what I sort of understand, you'll find when you're mining high quality iron ore or whatever, and it will display as such as ore. Boom! That's pretty much all we know about the initial release of crafting. I am very excited for crafting because it supports the main gameplay I want to do in Star Citizen, which is industrial-based and base crafting, trading, and being able to actually manufacture stuff and then trade that with other players. Did I miss anything about crafting in this initial release? Tell me in the comments below. What are you hoping that is also added to this initial release, or initial test, I should say? Are you expecting crafting to, as I am, be phased into the game slowly? So they'll go, yes, FPS crafting or small scale crafting just from this particular type of fabricator, that's put into the game. Bam, that's live. And then they go, yeah, let's do the vehicle crafting as a separate thing, base crafting as a separate thing. Is that what you're expecting? Or do you expect it to be, now that we've got FPS armor tested, well, we'll take that back to the drawing board and then also bring it back when we have a little bit more idea what we're doing with vehicle and ship building, that sort of stuff. I think that's very unlikely to actually happen, but I did want to mention it as a possibility. I do expect FPS crafting to be in our hands fully in the live build next year. But what are your thoughts on that? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think on that. Something else that you should do, click the links down below to NordVPN. Get yourself some NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. All the links below. Huge discounts, and you get better accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet. Click it now. You're basically crafting your way to a better future on the internet with NordVPN. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for October, because of CitizenCon and it's a big month of celebration, we are giving away 5 different ships to 5 different winners. They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. We're giving away a C8X Pisces, the Arrow Light Fighter, the 100i luxury starting ship, the Sulen, a very cool, weird alien starting ship, and the Nomad from Consolidated Outland. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning one of those those ships is comment on any of my videos made during October. Any of those are great to start the game with, or just as another ship in your fleet, or even as a lifetime insurance token to upgrade to something else. A big thank you as well to CIG for providing some of those ships for that giveaway. If you would like to further support the channel, consider becoming a Patreon or using the join button under my videos. That will get you some occasional exclusive content, and it really does help us out loads. Also, like, share, subscribe, that all helps tons as well. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and I hope you have a great October.